Did I get you? All right. All right. Well, welcome everybody. We are going to have a very slow but very productive spring season for 2021. We obviously are not quite ready to be back in person yet. We are going to do the virtual thing for choir, and we're going to do our best. We'll see how it works. We did a test back in November, December, and it seemed to work out pretty well. I'm sure probably at least some of you, if not most or all of you, have heard that recording. It came out pretty well. It's not perfect, but it's definitely a chance for us to get together and sing together and come up with a result at the end. So we're going to give it our best shot and have some fun in the process. So what we're going to do for this season is that we're going to do one, maybe two pieces a month for the next 3 or 4 months and see if we can get a collection of pieces together where we can use that. And we can also use some past recordings to put together a nice virtual concert that we'll have probably in May or June by the time we're ready to go. And we'll have some good product to put out to our people who want to come and listen. It will go out to all of our people that have listened in the past and everybody that's willing to come and listen. Jay's been working on putting things up on the website and also putting things up on YouTube, which I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Jay, but the YouTube is just it's just private for people who have the links to our own private page, correct?
No, it's public. Anyone can see it.
Okay, it is public. All right, well, that's even better. So everybody can see what we're up to. So we will have stuff up there periodically. There is some past stuff up there as well that you can go and check out. So and it has a lot of the past the recordings that we're doing as we're going along, so people can see what's going on. So people want to come and find us, it's open to everybody. Kathy,
how do you find the YouTube place? I mean, I go onto YouTube and search for what? Just Greater Westfield Choral?
Or you can just go to our website, westfieldchoral.org, and there's a YouTube link right there. Just click it and it'll take you right there.
On the main page?
Yep.
Thank you.
So yes, it's relatively easy to find us on, if you can get to the website, it's really easy. There's a lot of ways to get through the website. It's really simple to use. I'm pretty sure you probably could look up Greater Westfield Choral on YouTube, and it probably would come up without too much digging. Michelle's going to get on that right now. She's going to go check it out. So what the plan is to have a couple of virtual rehearsals. However that's going to work. We're going to do a little bit of a test today to see exactly how it works. I know there is some bit of a lag over using Zoom, so it'll be I'm going to do a little bit of a test in a little while to see how it comes out. And of course, I'm not looking for anything that remotely sounds or looks like a finished product at all. Just a test to see, what it would sound like with a bunch of people singing all at once to a recording that's coming through your computer. So will be interesting, and I don't want you to, feel guilty or upset about how anything turns out at this point. It's just a very, very early test. So Michelle says you can find it. It pops right up on YouTube. So perfect. That'll be really easy to find us. So that's a good way to promote to everybody that wants to come take a look. So what I would like to do is start by taking a look at the piece. If you have printed out the music, that's wonderful. If not, does anybody not have the music printed up in front of them?
We are talking lift up your voice, right?
Yes.
Do you want to share your screen so that people know where you're pointing to?
I can do that. Yes, that was going to be my other suggestion. So that's probably the best thing I will do. So let's go over here and I will share my screen.
No, you do it right on the.
Yeah, the issue for me is it didn't come through as an attachment. It came through embedded in the document, and I've been having trouble getting it out of the document to print.
What are you trying to share?
My screen.
He did just send another email this morning that had the PDF in it.
And hit share.
Yeah, that's where I was.
Yeah, but you don't have to.
That's where I thought I was, but I'm going to look again.
Go back to the Zoom meeting.
Yeah, if you go back to the Zoom meeting in the bottom, so you have participants check, and then you have a share screen
Right there.
with the arrow pointing up, usually kind of right in the middle, next to
Now,
record and
share
reaction.
screen.
You see in the bottom?
I did. That's what I did.
Yeah, so click that now, and then you're sharing your screen. So whatever you have on your screen is there. So which screen do you want to share?
If you just
Or
share
you
the whole
can-
screen, they can see
That's what
everything.
that's what I was
Yeah.
doing.
And then
Or you
share.
can just see the
That's what I was doing. I
application.
was
Then
here.
they can see this.
Yes, I know. That's where I was. But I want to get, I don't know why this is sticking up here. I want to get rid of
Because
this.
that's your bar that's got to, you can move it down below. You can click on it and drag it down below.
Click on that tab.
Okay,
Yeah,
there we
you,
go.
you
All
can't
right,
get rid
I
of
got
it because it's your Zoom,
No,
it's
it's
your
fine.
Zoom
Okay.
toolbar.
Okay.
You can't see the people.
Yes. Okay. All right. So, here is the file of the piece that I sent out to everybody. So let's talk our way through it a little bit so we can see, so you can have an idea what's going on for all the piece here. Okay. So the beginning, it's going to be in 4. It'll be relatively slow. And when you go to the website, you will see, or when you go to the YouTube video, you'll see a video of me directing and Karen playing at the same time. So you'll be able to you'll get this intro and you'll see me direct and it'll bring you in just like I was there in front of you. So you can follow along with the music. You can sing to the recording. And the easiest thing to do with that is we'll talk about the logistics in a little bit, but I wanted to talk through the music first. So if we look down a little bit on this first page, you'll see how I've got a -1, and I've got a minus, 1, 2, 3, 4 in a bunch of different places. What that means is you're going to cut off that note on 1. It's going to be right to the downbeat of the next measure, in other words. So obviously, when there's a rest, you're going to breathe. So those are pretty simple. When I have a check mark like here, that'll be a breath, so there'll be a break in between. But it's not won't be on the break. It'll kind of be like a 3 and breath. So you'll be able to come in the next thing. And I didn't put my little -1 over here, but that's obviously you're gonna put your D on the downbeat there. So if you want to write that in for your own, that would be great. See that you know put D right on 1. Okay, and it's gonna pick up here where it says faster, and that'll be sudden. But the only one that has to worry about it is Karen and I, and we've already got it figured out. So all you have to do is watch me for the cutoff here on the downbeat of 1, and we'll be in 3 to start, and then we'll go down here where it says rhythmically, it will be in 4. And it's where we get to start to have some fun. Okay, so down here when we get to the bottom of this page, measure 18, you can see where I put in my own handwritten quarter rest here, so you can put that C or that S sound of voice right on beat 4. You're going to cut that off a little bit earlier. This is actually written out as a whole note, but it's going to be a dotted half note so that it'll cut off on 4, so you be able to come in the next measure on the top of the next page. Okay, and if there's nothing marked in for a lift or anything, you're going to carry through, like here. Lift up your voice, behold the Lord your God. So that'll be carried right through there. Okay. So going on. Again, here you got the check mark here at measure 26, and that will just be a breath with a lift and carrying on. And again, here, pretty obvious. You put your T right on the downbeat of measure 29. Now, when we get to here, where the sopranos come in, and it says legato, at measure 31, I'm going to go into cut time. So I'm going to go into 2. And you'll see that pretty obviously when you look at the recording. The reason that I do that is because I want it to flow a little bit better. It's supposed to be, up to this point, it's been very rhythmic, very precise. Here, I want it to flow a little bit more. So we've got to the point at measure 31 here, where I want it to have much longer, much more flowing notes. So I'm going to conduct that in 2. And you're going to find that it's going to be a lot easier when you sing it anyway, if you're thinking it in 2 at this point. Okay, when you get to measure 34, you can see again I wrote in an extra rest in here to cut off. Put the D of hand on beat 2 and carry on. And I'm going to cut off the downbeat here, so there's a nice clean downbeat here at the measure 38. And then this will be sopranos and altos here at measure 39. Pick up to measure 39. Okay, on top of the next page at measure 42, again, I wrote in a nice little extra rest for you here, so you can put the shepherd, the D, the shepherd on beat 2, and then carrying on all the way to the downbeat of measure 46 to be a nice clean break here for the men to come in. So this will be tenors and basses at measure 47. Pick up to measure 47. Okay, and again, cut this off a little bit early on measure 48 for the tenors and basses. Going to put put the D of good right on beat 3, and then carry the next phrase right out to the downbeat with a nice rest, and then everybody comes back in, and I will be back in 4 here. So you'll see that I go back to conducting in 4, because we're going back into the very rhythmic section again. And here, even though it's very tempting, there will not be a retard here at measure 52 going back in. That will just carry right on the same tempo. Okay, and put the S right on the downbeat of measure 54. And then we're back to similar like we were in the beginning. It's going to slow down. It's going to be a big retard right here, the measure before. So then the retard will start literally on the downbeat of the measure before. That's pretty straight right through here, and it will lead you right in. I gave you a nice big downbeat to come back in here on tempo 1 of measure 58. It'll be nice and strong. Back to the slow tempo from the beginning. Okay, we'll put our S of gladness right on the downbeat of measure 62. So that's a quick S and then a breath and then right back in. Carry through from praise to the end of the phrase. Lift up your voice in praise to the Lord. Okay, make sure you've got enough breath. So this is the tough one. You take a lot of breath to get all the way through this phrase and hold it all the way out to the beat 4. So you might want to put in big breath in here on measure 62 so that you've got enough breath. If you need to, you can stagger breathe, because it's tough to stagger breathe when you're by yourself. Yeah, so things we think about. But do the best you can. Try and hold out all the way to beat 4 on measure 65. Luckily, this will be back to the faster tempo from the middle. Okay, and then measure 66, this is sopranos and altos. And then tenors and basses, it would be an echo back and forth. And again, I'm going to cut off each one of those a beat early. Put the S on voice, the S sound on voice on beat 4 in each case. Okay, except for the last one on measure 70 to 71. Put your S of voice right on the downbeat of 71. Take a nice deep breath and carry on nice and strong to the end. Anybody have any questions before I go off of the score?
It's not score related, Mark, but I was actually going to try to sing tenor this year. Would you rather tenor, alto, both? We're remote.
That's a good point. Yeah. If you want to give both of them a shot, I'm not going to say no.
So that being said, what's our timeline?
Well, we're gonna do a rehearsal in 2 weeks from today. Give people a chance to learn it and then we'll have a rehearsal in 2 weeks, and then we'll do the recordings afterwards. So we're looking at probably 3 to 4 weeks before the recordings are going to be in and done.
I have a question.
Sure.
I noticed you're going back and forth between 4 beats to a measure and 2 beats to a measure, but there's a common theme called lift up your voice. Is that the same both in the 2/4 and the 4/4? Or is it sometimes slower, like right there in the middle of the page, right where you're at, what just in front of that -4? Those are quarter notes, lift up your voice. But later, in other places, they're quarter notes, I mean, as opposed to whatever those things are.
Right. So here we're in the faster tempo like we were in the middle. But if you come back up here, this is the slower tempo.
Okay.
So it's all in 4 except for.
But near the beginning, go up to the beginning. The first lift up your voice. I'm mistaken. That's okay. I got it. I
Yeah,
thought those were quarter notes.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's fine. It starts in slow 4 here in the beginning, and then it goes faster here, and we're still in 4. So these are still quarter notes all the way through. It's similar from the beginning. It's a little bit of a different motif, but it's the same kind of idea. Dun 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 dun. When it's faster, it's so do. When it's slower like this, it's so re. So it's a little bit different when it's slower.
Can I ask a question? I mean, when you say you're going to be slower, does it mean that you're going to be slower than what is marked on the music? Because at the beginning it say that a quarter note is 96, so you will be doing slower than that. So we should ignore those from the score.
You should follow what I'm directing.
Yeah.
Is the short answer. I try to get very close to the tempo markings. I didn't, get out a metronome and click it right in. But when I mean slower, I mean the beginning is at 96, and then when we come down here to the faster section, we're at 126, relatively speaking. So this middle section is faster than the beginning. Is more of what I'm getting at.
And in the middle, those few bar in 4/3, you're still conducting in 3, not in 1 or anything like that.
Right. Yeah, I'll be in 3 here, where it says faster at 3/4, and then I'll be in 4 here. Right. The only time I go into 2 is when we get down to this legato section on page 5 at measure 31. I'll be in 2 here. But it'll be pretty obvious when you look at the recording. You'll see that I very, very blatantly go into 2 right at measure 31. And it's mostly because you can see there's a lot of half notes and things like that in the voice parts. So it's easier. It's a longer note values and more flowing here on page 5 and 6. It just warrants it to be more in 2.
I think
I marked it. Go ahead.
I think you found my question. Back up at 31.
Yep.
You see those that lift up your voice at 31 is quarter notes, whereas earlier they were, what do you call half of a quarter note?
Right, quarter note. Yeah, 8th notes. Yep.
8th note. So is this still what to the ear sound the same as what we have in other places?
It
Because
will. Yes.
The cut time.
Yes, the underlying beat tempo will be the same. It's just going to be how I conduct it. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah, the
Can I
quarter
ask a
notes will
question?
remain the same.
I haven't poked around on the YouTube quite a lot. Do you have recorded warm-ups too, or could you put some up?
I do not.
Okay.
I do not. That is something that I might be able to do. I haven't done that. I haven't really thought about that. But that's a really good. That's a very good thing. That might be a good idea to have. Was sort of get everybody set in the mode, and yeah, that might not be a bad idea.
And get those vocal cords nice and warm to hit because there's some high notes in there. So that are well within my range if I'm warmed up. But if I'm not, it's going to be painful. So
I think that's a marvelous idea.
Well, Karen and I will have to get together and talk.
Yeah.
Okay.
But in another group that I was doing, what they do is when they're doing the warm up, they have us all muted So only the pianists or the singers that's supposed to be leading the warm up will have it done at the beginning. So I get that you won't getting this overwhelming sound from everybody, and maybe that would be helpful. So you don't have to pre-record it. It's just that at the beginning of our rehearsal, just like what we usually do, and we have everyone muted. We just sing our heart out in our own place.
Right.
So
Right.
that's probably less demand of your time and Karen's time if you need to pre-record some warm-up exercise.
Right. Yeah, I think it definitely will be easier if we do a pre-recorded thing. One, because you really don't want to see me playing piano, and two, my voice is struggling right now. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice. I sound very raspy. I'm dealing with some vocal issues that I really don't know what the cause is, but my singing voice is pretty much non-existent right now and has been for 4, 5, 6 months, and it's really frustrating. But I'm doing the best I can. But yeah, me singing for rehearsal is not going to happen. So it's probably best to do a pre-recorded thing, and we can, Karen and I can get together and we can figure out a way to do some pre-recorded video for warm-ups. But that's a fantastic idea. Thank you very much.
Um, so a couple questions at my end. One of which is, you said 2 weeks, that would be the 13th of March?
Yes.
Okay.
14th.
And
Yes, 14th.
hold on, let me. Oh, okay. Then no conflict there. Good. And then the other thing is my sister-in-law is in Central Mass and they are doing a driveway choir. Have you heard
No,
about that?
I haven't heard about a driveway choir. No.
So somebody in Massachusetts, not far from them, and Central Massachusetts, who is willing to set this up for other groups, has figured out a way to have everybody literally come to a parking lot, and you would be outside, Mark, sorry,
Yep.
but can conduct, and we can actually hear each other and ourselves through the stereo systems in our cars, and it's real time.
Huh.
And she's been having a blast with that, and I can find out more and see if it's something that we could do. It involves some receiver at your end, as the
Right.
conductor, and then everybody tunes their radios a certain way, and we all get to listen and conduct, and sing in real time. Won't
Right.
help with recording, but it's something.
Right. Right. Yeah. I mean, if you would like to find out some more information, I'm always willing and open to try and find something that we can do, to sort of be in person together as much as we possibly can until we actually can. Yeah, and I really don't know how long that's going to be. I mean, at the rate we're going, it's starting to look better, but in terms of performance and people with open mouths and spitting all over each other, it doesn't look like it's going to be for another year yet. So I'm hoping by next January we'll be all set and we can carry on with our 45th. But I just don't know. I just don't know. Yeah, I'd love some information. That'd be great.
It seems that by May or June, we could just all stand out in parking lots, socially distanced with masks and sing in a group, just for
Yeah.
the pleasure of being with real people singing live. And that would require no stereos or technology, just standing around in a parking lot outside the music center on a warm day.
Yep. Because I know that's what Mara was doing in the fall before it got really bad again. They had a big tent outside and they all stood distance apart and sang with masks on. So I know that's what a lot of groups have done. I know Novi Cantori was doing that in August and September. They were singing under a big overhang, and spread out as much as they could, and it was working for a while, until things got really bad. So I'm hoping that we'll be back to that scenario relatively soon, because that would give everybody an opportunity to be back in person.
Now, when they were doing that, did they also wear a mask? And I know that some people say that you can wear what they call a singer's mask, and it's a little bit better quality sound. Yeah.
Mara, go ahead.
Yeah, let me talk on that. So singers masks don't protect you from the virus. Do not use them. We've had a whole conversation because we've been singing like that since the fall. With the regular masks, they make these things that go underneath that separate the mask away from your face, so you can still sing without having it like on top of you. But to be honest, I've been singing with a mask since September, October, and it doesn't bother me as much anymore, just a regular mask. But they make them where you can have them, or sometimes with the singer's mask, like if you wear a mask underneath the singer's mask. But then again, that's kind of defeats the whole purpose of wearing it anyways. But they make things that go underneath that like give you that space in front of your mouth, so you have the room to like open up. But yeah, the singer's masks, and they're very uncomfortable, and they're just huge. And everyone that we've talked to, like that have used them, they're not. But if you stand like outside is the best, and if you have a mask on and you're more than 6 feet apart outside, the chances of getting it and spreading it are like very, very, very minimal.
Yeah, definitely the being outside is a lot better than being inside with recycled air, or the same air that's moving around. Outside is always better because it's the air it moves constantly.
Yeah.
So that it definitely would be a much better option. Once the weather's a little warmer. Otherwise, we're going to be out there in parkas and hats and gloves, and be kind of tricky to hold music and turn pages. But yeah, I'm hoping at some point we might be able to get outside and have an in-person thing. It would be really nice. All right, so barring any other questions about the score, I think probably what the best thing to do is to I'm going to pull up the video with Karen playing and I conducting, and we can put everybody on mute for a run through. Looks everybody is right now. But we'll do a run through with the recording, and you can sing along with that and see how it goes, see what you think. I will take some questions after a run through, and then we will do a second run through and see with everybody not on mute, and just see how it goes as our little experiment. And again, I'm not expecting perfection. Sing as much as you can. I'm definitely not expecting, anywhere close to perfection, or cats getting in the way, or anything of that nature.
Can I have 1 second break to go check on my cat who is in trouble?
Okay.
I'll be right back.
I have a question. When we do sing together, is it possible to request this recording to be stopped?
No, we'll do a full run through. I mean, that way we don't. If you lose your place again, whatever. Just keep singing. I'm not. We can turn the recording off if at that point. That's perfectly fine. We can end the recording part of our session, and then because I want to do a test run to find out what's going to happen. So if you're watching this as a recording, sorry, you're not going to see the interesting part at the end. I'm going to shut the recording off. That's just for me. But we'll go through a run through as soon as Katie comes back. So
you can get that ready so you're ready to screen share.
Yeah. What I will, because I don't believe Katie has a copy of the music in front of her yet. Because Katie, you said you don't have the music, right?
I do.
Oh, you do have the music. Okay. So everybody has a copy of the music in front of them? All right, good. All right, that way I don't have to share a screen and try and scroll my music as it goes along, because nobody's going to be able to read that. All right, you all have music, which is fantastic. All right. So we'll put everybody on mute. So Katie, if you will mute yourself. All right, so I'm going to go over and I'm going to share my screen, put it on my video. So, and I'm going to go over here first, just in case any of you don't know how to get through the website. I'm going to go back to home here. I'll show you this first. This will help for people that are watching it as a recording as well. So the website is westfieldchoral.org. It'll bring you to our homepage. There's a bunch of places down here you can click. You can go to YouTube. That will bring you over to our YouTube channel. And you'll see a bunch of stuff that we've already done. That's our test run and what we're up to right now, which I already have up. So I'm going to go back. All right, I already got it up over here. I'm going to get rid of that. What you also can do is come over here to members. And you come over here to resources. And up here, Jay wrote in here a little bit about what we're doing for the season. If you're interested in participating, you contact me or Jay for the scores. If you don't already have them, an email went out to whole bunches of people, so hopefully you already have it. If you don't, if you got this recording and you don't have the score, you can contact one of us and we will send it to you. But on here, the first sections up here are Karen playing all the parts on piano, and then specifics with that as well. So it's playing specifically your part only. Just a note that these tempos are not the finished product tempos. She took a very generic tempo when she did all these recordings. So it's a little bit easier to learn, the faster sections especially. But this definitely something you can use for reference. You can go through that, listen to this, and learn your part on your own. And then you come down here to where it says Mark Conducting. You can click on that, and it will bring you to the YouTube channel over here. So this will bring you over to the recording that you will use. This is what you will use for when you do your recording, and what we'll also use for rehearsal purposes, so that so we know exactly what we're going to be singing with, and so it'll be comfortable for everybody. But this is what you will use, and Jay will talk to you a little bit about how to record after we run through this. So when you're all set, you've got your earphones on, which is the preferable way to do this, so that you can hear it nice and solid in your ear. You can use one earphone, you can use both earphones. It's probably preferable to use one earphone, because that way you can hear the music, but you can also hear yourself sing. But when you're all ready, you got the music in front of you, you come over here and you push play. And you can follow along and sing.
It's all garbled, Mark.
Oh, that's
Can't
not
hear
good.
the music.
Oh.
Mark,
Huh.
when you share your screen, at the bottom of the share screen, there's some bullet points that say share computer music and share video with music. It's on the bottom of your share screen.
Okay, I see share computer sound.
You have to check that out.
Yeah, check it.
Is that better? Is that better? Can you guys hear it now?
Yes, we can hear it.
It's better, but
Okay.
it's not good, but it's better.
Not good, but it's better. Okay, so let's see. Screen sharing for video clip. Let's do that. Let's see. Come back a little bit. Does that sound better?
Yeah, it's still a little bit garbled, but that's what you're going to get with Zoom, but it's usable. So
Okay.
take it
All
back
right.
to the beginning and we'll try it.
Take it back. Okay. Sorry, learning process.
There's something else you can do in your settings that we can look at.
Okay. All right. We'll try it again. Thanks for everybody's patience. So, how'd everybody do? Got a thumb up, I got a thumb down. Was it at least good to follow? Did it make sense?
Yep, that actually worked.
Okay.
Write those settings down, whatever you used.
Okay.
I have a question. When we did the other song, we had a resource where we could hear, where we had a piano and some people singing. And I know that would be helpful because right now we've got a piano or we've got your conducting with the piano. And I got lost immediately. Is there perhaps a YouTube video of someone else singing this song that you could post?
There are no other recordings of this song that I could find. It's interesting. It's an older song, but that was what I'd like to do, is be able to get some volunteers from the studio audience who would be willing to record soprano, alto, tenor, bass. I can do the bass. That's not a big deal. And if Audrey wants to do the tenor or somebody wants to do the alto, that's fine. And then, yeah, get those up there instead of the MIDI that we have.
I want, for one, would appreciate this learning aid.
Okay. Do we have any volunteers?
I'll volunteer.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the notes are there. If you look at on the website, the MIDI has just the piano parts for the vocals, but no singing. So you could use that as a start to just practice, but eventually we'll get the vocals up there so every part will be there.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Now, with this recording, do you want to have it so that we can sort of hear Karen playing together with the voice singing? I mean, I'm not quite sure how you did it last time. the Karen and the singer have to be in relatively close proximity so that the voice singing?
No, you can just record yourself, just like we did with the test one.
Ah.
Put Karen's recording, put the piano recording with me directing in your ear, and then record just yourself singing, and Jay will piece them together virtually. And it works out much better that way.
Yeah, the most
And-
important thing is to have a tablet or computer that allows you a big enough screen so you can keep your focus on Mark and watch him for his cutoffs and his intros, so you get that spot on. That's the most important thing, is watch him and you'll be able to hear the piano, but he'll be the one giving you the cues.
When you say get it in your ear, are you talking like electronically, or are you just talking figuratively?
Yes, so you can
Both.
hear it in your ear. You don't want to put it outwardly on your computer like we're talking now. For those of you who are not using headphones, you want to have it on an headphone or on an earbud or something like that. So you have it in your ear, so we don't hear it on the recording, because we already have the recording of Karen playing. We want the recording of you singing only, so that we can dub it into what already exists.
Okay, sorry, I'm electronically.
No, that's why we're here. No, that's why we're here.
Ask my kids. So what do I need to do to get it? Because I just tried plugging in a set of my work set of headphones, and it didn't do anything. It didn't go through the headphones, but these guys may not be wired for my home computer. So what do I need to have to do that?
Well, you also need to check to see if there's a setting on your computer to manually switch the output, because sometimes you'll plug headphones in and the computer won't recognize them right away. You actually have to go in to your settings and say, I want to use my headphones. So that might be it. It could be an incompatible set of headphones. I don't know.
Yeah, I have a Mac for my home computer, and these are used on a PC. So I don't know if that makes a difference.
No, and the Mac, you actually have to go in and you have to say, if you go into your sound settings, you go to System Preferences, Sound, and then you have to choose your headphones.
Okay, let me just take a quick look. Okay. Ah, okay. I think I see what.
Yeah, when you plug your headphones in, that should automatically be there where the headphone is a choice, and you select headphones instead of your system audio.
Okay, I am seeing select a device for sound input, and all I see is it.
Yeah, because it's not input, you want output.
Sorry, I'm in output, and all I'm seeing is internal speakers. Is that because I don't have anything plugged into the back of the computer?
Correct.
Okay, let me change that.
As we're all here nodding our heads. Yes, you're on the right track.
I'm not quite as much of an idiot as my kids think I am.
No comment, Mara.
No, I have no comment.
Oh, hey, it sees it. Okay. Volume. Okay.
So you'll need to have a little check mark next to the headphones instead of your speakers. So just click on the headphone selection.
I've clicked on it, and it's still coming through the main computer.
Do you have to turn on your headphone? Because my headphone actually have a separate switch actually attached to the headphone piece.
No, it's not that. It's literally I'm seeing something that says internal speakers, Jabra, which is the headset. I've got the headset highlighted, but there's nothing to. Yeah, hold on. And I don't even know what to click next because it's not showing me anything.
Double click the highlighted.
That's what I'm doing, and it's not.
Mark, is it possible for you to let her share her screen so that we can help her out?
Let's do
Another
this.
time.
we'll spend some time at the end of the call, Katie, and we'll get you set up.
Okay, sounds
Okay.
good.
So let's go. Let's get back to, because we're still recording.
Oops.
Not that if other people won't find it interesting, you might be helping them too. But let's just get back to where we can finish up our recording, and then we can break off from there. So did anybody have any questions or concerns about following along with the music, or what you see on the video recording?
I had a question that it's kind of related.
Sure.
When we're doing the recording, is it video and audio?
Yes.
Yes. Is it possible to have separate audio and video?
Yeah, because I separate them anyway.
Okay, yeah, because I'm going to record my audio separately through the mic. So when I record the video, it'll still have sound on it, but it'll be horrible quality. I just want to make sure we can use the good one. Cool.
Yep, I always strip out the audio from the video anyway. So
cool.
Post or pre-production, it's all good.
Yeah, I just have another question. I mean, if you were going to ask people to do some of the early recording to help people to learn, so those one you only want audio, you don't want video for those, will you?
No,
we don't need video for those.
No, because it's just going to be an audio track. So yeah, if you want to, anybody who is willing to lay down some track this week, and the sooner the better. As soon as you've got a good grasp on it and you've got it learned, and you can get the track down, send it on to Jay. That way he can set it up, and he can get the practice recordings down on the website. So that way people can have a good way to take a look at it.
And if you do a good job, your part will be done and you won't have to do it anymore.
But then we'll still have to record a video of it afterwards.
See?
Because my plan was to sit in I have a walk-in closet here. I can put blankets all around and create my own little good area for recording, but I can't take a video in there.
Totally.
But you could always lip sync.
Oh, that's true. I did think about that, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll just record it twice. I don't know.
Yeah, it's too weird.
Lip syncing is really hard.
Yeah.
Yes. Especially to yourself.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Yeah. So I'm not going to limit it. If anybody is willing and able and can get some tracks down this week, as soon as you have them and you're happy with them, send them off to Jay, and he can start to get them set up and get them laid down. So that way, once everybody gets an idea what's going on, they can use those and they can start learning it really well. So that way, when we have a rehearsal in 2 weeks, we can just sort of polish, take specific questions and things like that, and then do a good, get everybody's good recordings going after that. So perfect.
And our focus is just this one song.
For this time, yes, for this month. Next month, I have 2 pieces ready to go for next month. And depending on how it goes for this month, we'll either do just one or we'll do them both. We'll see how it goes. I definitely have 4 or 5 pieces that I have set for the spring. Again, nothing complicated, really fun, really easy, just really nice music to sing, and that's really what I'm looking for is stuff that we're going to enjoy singing together, just so we can get it back in our voices.
And I just have one more question for the time being. What happening to next Tuesday?
This
is there
coming
another?
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yes,
there
this
another?
coming Tuesday.
Oh.
Yes, I got permission to send out the information to all the singers at Hampshire Choral as well. So some of you may have gotten dual emails if you also sing with Hampshire. I got permission from Alan and from Mary Kay, who's the president, Alan being the director, to send out a blast to everybody on their email list, which I'm very jealous of their email list, by the way. It's like 360 people. I was like, holy cow, I got to send this 4 times, so I can only send 100 at a time. But I was okay. That's okay. I don't mind taking that time. It's all good. But yes, I set up a rehearsal for them on Tuesday night. Their normal rehearsal time is Tuesday nights at 7:30. So I set up another rehearsal time, inviting them during their rehearsal time on Tuesday night at 7:30. So if you'd like to come on Tuesday, again, you're more than welcome. I would love to have some people that are familiar with our group to help out on the other end. could sort of answer some questions if you're willing to sort of be a familiar face to me, which is always good as well. But yes, there's another rehearsal this coming Tuesday, the 2nd of March at 7:30.
Okay,
It's at 7:30.
I will try to be there. I'm in both groups, so
Yeah, and I will send that link out to everybody in Guaca as well. So if they couldn't make today and they want to come Tuesday, they're more than willing, more than happy to. I sent today's out just to the Guaca people because that's our normal time. But if you want to join us on Tuesday for another session, that'd be great. It's going to be a lot of what we're doing today. But yeah, you can definitely come and see who's involved over there. Help me out, help yourself out. That you're more than welcome. So I will send that link out to everybody as well. All right. Any other questions before we shut off the recording part of it? All right. Great. Thank you, everybody, for coming. And anybody who's watching this recording, thank you for coming and checking us out after our first rehearsal, after our first meeting. Hope to see you at the next one. Our next meeting will be on March 14th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Come back and see us then. We'd love to have you. And if you don't have the information from us, you can send an email through the website to Jay or myself. And the website again is westfieldchoral.org. Would love to have you. We'll see everybody again in a couple of weeks. Thank you very much for coming.